Hey everybody, PatBenage here, the evolution coach, creator of the 6-Week Shift, the Inner Path, and author of this inspirational blog, SoulTalk. And so welcome. And what I'm going to talk about today is just getting on track to, I guess it's about knowing oneself. I mean, that's a big part of everything, I believe. And there have been several things that have been coming through to me over the course of the last 10 days or so since we had our election, since the last time I videoed my Soul Talk, and just a lot of things coming in about how to get to the heart of things. You know, whether that's in this country and the political environment, and whether that's about, you know, in your family or your personal life, whatever it's about. How do we get to the heart of it? To figure out how to move forward. What's the best way to move forward? Because in looking out at what's happened, you can see that most people are dissatisfied with how things are. But we seem to have different ideas about how to change that. And so we have different ideas about what it is that we want. And so a couple of big things have come through. And one is this question, which I ask people all the time. I ask myself all the time. Because it's about, how do you get to the truth of it? And the question is simply, what do you want? And what I've discovered is that for most people, they don't really know. They know a lot more about what they don't want, but not necessarily about what they do want. And so over the course of my own process, and looking back at my process that started 20-something years ago of becoming myself, essentially, you know, dropping the facade and allowing my true self to emerge, to come through. And it's a very gradual process, but it's one that I've been participating in off and on for 20-something years, but consciously and actively for probably at least the last maybe 13, 14 years. And one of the questions that I always ask is, what do you want? What do I want? What do I really want? Not stuff. You know, because the initial answer that most people have is, well, I want, you know, a good job, a good relationship, somebody that loves me, somebody that cares about me, family, money, you know. But those are all things. And so when somebody says that, then I say, okay, but what is it about that you want? What is it that you're getting from that? What is that bringing to your life experience that makes you want it? That makes you think you want it, at least. And when you start to look at things that way, then there always seems to be these layers that you have to sort of dig through, peel away, in order to get to what it is that you really, really want. And one of the practices that I've done, and I don't do this often, but I did probably 7 or 8 years ago, after having done quite a bit of work on myself and gotten to a point where I had a pretty good idea of who I am and the type of person that I wanted to be. And I sat down and I wrote out, in fact, I have them here, as I've kept it, and I wrote out 7 commitments, things that I thought, you know, as a kind of a declaration of who I am and my purpose in life. These are the things that I said, this is what I'm committed to. This is what I'm committed to being as a person, what I'm committed to reflecting and to offering, you know, as my intention in my life. This is what I want to be. And so I think this is a really great practice for somebody to do. It doesn't need to be something that we do over and over and over and over again. As we evolve, you know, you can kind of look back at them and you can say, does this still fit? And do I want it, you know, is there something else that I want to change here? Has my perspective changed? Has my idea of who I am changed? Because it does evolve. All of it evolves. So I'm just going to go through these real quick. I said, and again, this was, I think, in 2009, maybe 2008, I don't know. I said, I'm committed to raising the energy level of the whole by raising my energy level in response to whatever shows up. I said, I'm committed to recognizing every individual that I encounter as a spiritual being whose essence is pure love. I'm committed to accepting all individuals just as they are, without judgment or expectation, offering my story for those who might benefit as inspiration to move forward on their own paths. I'm committed to being genuine in my representation of who I am right now. I'm committed to offering whatever assistance is beneficial to you on your journey in this life. I'm committed to being open to new perspectives and ideas while walking my path and realizing this is my path, not the path. And finally, I'm committed to living as best I can from the perspective that I am soul, using this body and mind. And so this was my declaration of my intention in living life and how I wanted to be as I walked through life. And I think for the most part, that's still true. There's not a lot, you know, in 7 years or 8 years that I would change about these things. You know, I think that if I was to add anything to that, it would be that I'm committed to becoming my whole self, to living in full integrity, in full wholeness of who I am in each moment. And ultimately, if I say that, I don't need to say any of the other stuff. But the other things are, you know, they are the ways in which I express that. They're how I express who I am in the world. And so what I'd encourage you to do, as with everything, whatever works for you, do that. Be that. I offer my suggestions, my story, my experience, as hopefully some inspiration for you, for anyone that might benefit from that. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. I'm not here to tell anybody how to, even my clients that I coach, I don't tell them how to live their life. I offer perspectives. I offer tools, and I offer just support, encouragement, and whatever's needed in that moment. And so I would encourage you that if this feels like something that could be useful for you, then sit down. Take the time to sit and to write down what it is in your life that you're committed to. What is it you're willing to commit yourself to being as you walk through life? I can't tell you how powerful that is. Just to declare it, just to put it, in writing. To think it is one thing. We say affirmations to ourselves and different, I don't really do that very much, but a lot of people do and believe in it, and it works very well for them. But there's something powerful about writing it down. There's something powerful about putting it into being, manifesting it in physical form. It gives it more energy, it gives it more life, it adds momentum and intention into your life by doing that. And so I would encourage you to take the time first to look inside and see who am I, and what is it that I really want? What is it that I really want in life? And when you have a reasonably good idea of what that is that you want, then how are you going to express that? How are you going to express that into being? And what of that are you willing to commit to in order to be what you want? It's a powerful thing. And I promise you, if this speaks to you at all, and if you'll take the time to do that, it will change your life. Not maybe tomorrow, but it will. It does. You set that intention, and it creates this momentum for you to move in that direction. So that's what I'm offering today. I think that's appropriate for us as individuals, as us as a country. What are we committed? What are we willing to commit to do to create what it is that we want? Thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for listening, viewing, watching, reading. I say this almost every week, but it's true. I appreciate you guys so much, and love this. I just love this. And if it's something that you find beneficial to you, please share it. Share it with others. Like it on Facebook or whatever, and and share it and forward it to your friends and get this out there. I really do want to raise the energy, raise the vibration. And I think we can use that right now. So thanks again. See you next week. And remember, live life from the inside out.